It was amazing. Actually, it's better than after quarterfinal because I was so tired then, and right now I can really enjoy. I'm trying to keep my expectations low and just focus on playing tennis. And even though there's a big chaos around me, because media is really interested suddenly, and I have a lot of fans in Poland. When I'm coming back on court, it's like going back to basics and just focusing on work and focusing on the things I usually do. So I think even though there's a chaos around me, it's helping me, you know. I would have never thought that I'm gonna have the result I have right now. You know, I'm just gonna keep on going. I'm gonna think about it later. And Sofia is on fire this year, so really I don't have any expectations. I don't mind if I'm gonna win or lose. I'm just happy that I'm in the final and I can show you my best tennis. It's the dream of every player, but I know I'm just at the beginning of my career and I'm gonna have many more chances, so I'm just gonna focus on playing tennis.
Well, Swiatek has dropped just 23 games en route to this final, which puts her in good company, Lucy.
Well, it really does. I mean, amazing there at the top. Mary Pierce just losing 10 games in 1994, but that is unusual. 23 is not a lot of games, and given the fact that she's obviously unseeded, first time that she's come this far in a Grand Slam, it's been quite an incredible run.
All those players conceding those number of games in 6 matches, except Chris Evert, who did it in 5. Facing Swiatek is the 21-year-old Sofia Kenin, a Russian-born American who first came to prominence at last year's Roland-Garros when she beat Serena Williams in the 3rd round. And she now returns to Paris as the Australian Open champion.
Last year was a lot of emotions, a lot of talks about me. I had a great victory against Serena. I mean, I was really shocked. I was so shy, Now, I feel like I'm the favorite. I feel like all eyes are more on me, which is good. I love playing Grand Slams. It's, this is where you get a chance to shine, obviously, and I feel like everyone's looking more at the slams, and this is where everyone wants to do well, and I'm just really happy that my game is going so far well, and the slam is, 16-1 is, it's crazy, but it's quite special, and it's just really great. I'm just really grateful for that. I never thought I could win Roland-Garros, to be honest, but after Australia, I started thinking, I obviously can get deep in the slams. I don't want to go into every slam thinking it's going to be so easy to win, because it's not. Every match is a tough one. There's so many things have to go your way, but of course, now I actually might win Roland-Garros. She's playing some great tennis. She's had great 2 weeks here. She's beaten some top players, so of course she has a lot of confidence, but this is her first Grand Slam final. I just hope that I can kind of win in a way. I don't want to sound bad in the interview, but I'm hoping that the fact that I've won a slam, that I'm able to overcome those nerves for Saturday's match.
N'a que 19 ans. Elle dispute bien sûr sa première finale en Grand Chelem. Elle est polonaise. Voici Iga Swiatek.
A lower-ranked player comes out first. Iga Swiatek, thanking Marc Maury, the stadium announcer.
Joueuse à rentrer sur le court, a déjà remporté un tournoi du Grand Chelem. C'était à l'Open d'Australie en début d'année. Elle est américaine, numéro 6 mondial aujourd'hui, Sofia Kenin.
Well, she was born in Moscow, but she was barely a year old when the family relocated to New York, and she was 5 when they moved to Florida. She had shown promise as a tennis player, and here she is in her second major final. It's been a cool tournament, but at least they don't have to play in those outfits. Well, the rules in Paris for events like this state that you can have no more than 1,000 people from the public coming in, but the 1,000 people in the Philippe Chatrier Arena will very much create a good atmosphere. Amused by Swiatek, she's been given the flowers. She said, well, where do I put them?
There's not enough room.
Kenin's got hers on the extra little cabinet, but Swiatek's got her bag on that. You want to seem ungrateful, do you, when someone's giving you flowers?
Well, exactly.
You just have to check also they're not allergic to them. Players starting to sneeze just before the coin toss. The umpire is Aurélie Tort from France. Kenin has 2 seconds to be out there. I don't think she'll be given a time violation.
She's going to make it.
No, she's not. I don't think it. Got some photos, but they're socially distant. They're normally close up. They will have been briefed. And if you're wondering why players stand like that, it's basically so that the racket logo can get photographed as well as them. And so the two players for this year's singles final, starting with Iga Swiatek, 19 years old, from Warsaw, now lives just outside Warsaw at Racine, 1m76, is 5'9". Her current ranking is 54, but it'll be much higher than that on Monday. Highly promising player, enjoying her breakthrough tournament. Grand Slam finalist at 19. She's won 8 of her 11 matches since the resumption of the tour. She got to the third round of the US Open, where she lost to Victoria Azarenka. She lost in the first round of the Cincinnati tournament at Flushing Meadows and Rome. Earlier in the year, got to the round of 16 at the Australian Open, lost to Annette Kontaveit, 7-5 in the third. Hasn't got any tour titles, so she's going for her first at a major. She was runner-up last year at the clay court event in Lugano. Lost the doubles semi-final yesterday with Nicole Melikar. And in terms of ranking, she will rise to 24 if she loses, 17 if she wins. Lucy, that's her run to this final.
Well, it's been impressive, hasn't she? I mean, the first round, we thought that that was going to be a tough match for both players. Vondrousova, if you remember, she made the final last year, but she breezed past her, and it's been the story of the tournament.
Piotr Szyszputowski, the coach.
Mesure 1m76,
also works with Nick Brown, who's been a member of our commentary team this week.
Son meilleur classement, elle l'obtenait en février de cette
Her
année.
opponent, Sofia Kenin, 21 years old, born in Moscow, now lives in Pembroke Pines in Florida, near Delray Beach. 1m70, is 5'7". She's the world number 6, the 4th seed here. She's number 2 in the world on the basis of this year's results. It could well end up as number 1 in the world before the end of the year. The Australian Open champion, who's proved a worthy major champion with her run to the final this week. She hasn't done that well elsewhere. She laboured to the round of 16 at the US, where she was beaten in straight sets by Elisa Mertens, and then she lost 6-love, 6-love to Victoria Azarenka in her first match in Rome. She wasn't that impressive in her first 2 rounds here, but then things clicked. In terms of the early part of the year, she won the Australian Open and then followed it up with Lyon. which is her 5th title. She was a runner-up once. She's played Fed Cup. She was the WTA's most improved player in 2019. And Lucy, this was her run to the final.
You can see the first couple of rounds were tight. She was a breakdown in the opening round against Samsonova, was able to dig herself out of trouble there. But as you say, it was the third round against Barra that I started to think she could win this, because given her how competitive she is and the fact that she won the Australian Open, you sense that she was almost playing her way in.
Umpire is Louise Engsel. I was actually reading the yesterday's umpires list. First meeting between these two. Even though they're similar ages, they did play in the juniors here.
They did.
In 2016.
That's right, and Swiatek won that one in straight sets in the third round. Swiatek was only 15 at the time, so it was something that Kenin remembered. It stuck with her, so she'll be wanting to get her revenge.
Well, that's right. It was in the on-court interview. She said, no, we have played. She says she remembers all our matches. And, well, it was an act of faith to play Roland-Garros, end of September, beginning of October. But we are blessed with a beautiful day for the women's singles final. Not massively warm, but it's sort of about the seasonal normal. It was 19 yesterday, but 14 is pleasant. Not too much wind. And they are playing for a place in history.
Well, they really are, and it's been quite a run for both players, and I'm intrigued to see what pans out in this match. It's a difficult one to pick, Chris. Obviously, the experience with Kenin, having won at the Australian Open. It'll be interesting to see how Swiatek deals with this occasion.
Yes, it's probably in Swiatek's gift in the sense that if she plays well, it will be competitive. If she were to freeze in her first final, then Kenin becomes a very strong favourite.
Exactly right, and I think one thing that Kenin will do is pose more questions than Swiatek has had to deal with so far.
The women's singles final at Roland-Garros 2020. Iga Swiatek against Sofia Kenin. I'm Chris Bowes, alongside me, Lucy Arle, and it's Swiatek that will get this final underway.
Swiatek's been the one that's got off to a fast start in all her matches, other than the one against Trevisan, where she was 1-3 down. The crowd groaned at that one before the ball was dead. She got 2 of the 4 first serves in, but love service game. That looked very, very comfortable. Didn't it? And that will certainly settle the nerves, because she has to come in here feeling the pressure of the occasion. Something new. You never really know how you're going to deal with it.
She's one of those people who, once she gets out onto a tennis court, she's just playing tennis.
I think you're right. I think there's a lot of preparation before all her matches. She talked heavily about the fact that she's been working with a sports psychologist for, well, they started last year in Budapest. Daria Abramovic,
Sofia Kenin,
who travels with her as well.
Kenin, love one, first set.
And that's what she's capable of. She's got a heavy forehand, hits it with a lot of pace and spin. It's produced a lot of winners off that wing.
I don't see any nerves here, Lucy.
I don't either. On the front foot from the word go, continuing to return well, as she has done all tournament. Pushes her way forward, and you can see, I mean, she's able to take time away from Kenin, who we know can get herself out of trouble. Good ball striking once more. You can see Kenin just trying to mix things up, playing the higher shaped ball, but didn't seem to cause Swiatek any problems at all.
Break point for Swiatek. That's long. A great recovery from Swiatek. And the way Kenin tossed away the loose ball, she is irritated.
It often gets her fired up, though, doesn't it? But again, another fast start for Swiatek. Every match, as I say, that she's played, she's either gone 2-love or 3-love up, apart from the one against the Italian qualifier, Trevisan. She was 3-1 down, but still able to find solutions, get herself out of trouble.
Now, serving at this end is going to be a little bit difficult because she's got the sun straight ahead. She's looking up now just to check where the ball's going to go.
Change up. Does have the ability to play with power and finesse. They're just coming underneath the ball. Kept it low. Didn't allow it to bounce up high, and Kenin unable to track it down. Doing too much wrong at the moment, Swiatek.
It's hard to overpower someone on clay, but especially at this time of year, but she is. 3 points for a 3-love lead.
Let premises.
Adapted well there, Kenin. Previous point on this side, struggled to control the ball up high there, but takes it slightly earlier and allow it to kick up, and controlled it perfectly up the line.
Good serving by Swiatek. First game yesterday, the Nadal match took 15 minutes. After 8 minutes, it's 3-love Swiatek. The legendary American coach Rick Macy, who has spent about 7 years with Sofia Kenin, described her once as the scariest little kid he's ever seen, because they should just step in and take the ball so early.
Well, just her demeanour as well. I mean, she loves winning, doesn't she? And I mean, she's such a feisty competitor. I mean, it's one of her key strengths, the way that she competes and finds solutions, gets herself out of trouble. She won't be panicking at this stage at all. And, you know, she's the first to say, I've won a Grand Slam. She hasn't been there. I know what it's like. And that brings her a lot of confidence.
Reprise.
Good presence in the president's box, just behind where Sofia Kenin is. She's going to have just a little difficulty with the sun now. She warmed up at that end, so she'll have had her practice serves. Love 3. Good intent.
It's important that she does look to move forward and take those balls on. If you start letting them drop, they actually become more awkward. See straight away Kenin adapting her game.
This is good ball striking. And while she may have lost the point, that was a very intelligent moon ball from Kenin.
Well, that's what she will look to do. She'll try and break the rhythm of Swiatek, stop her being able to overpower her. Just didn't quite keep that ball short enough and low enough.
Kenin
opens her account.
Swiatek med en 3-6.
Swiatek, 3-1, first set.
Swiatek.
Yes.
Gets the timing perfectly here. It's such an effective return. Not an easy one. You've got to get the timing spot on. The direction it takes, it's moving away from the server.
Just lost her range a little bit. And here's a chance for Kenin to get the break back. A double fault, and suddenly the lead has gone. At least the lead itself hasn't, but the break has gone. Swiatek leading 3-2, first set.
I think now it's going to start getting interesting with Swiatek. It was a bit of a reaction, wasn't there? And she missed one of the shots in the last game. And as we know, I mean, Kenin wouldn't have panicked with the scoreline. I mean, had to hustle through some of her matches. She knows she can get back in.
The last couple of her matches, she hasn't been necessarily the favourite, certainly not against Kvitova. Maybe she was a little bit against Danielle Collins, but just wonder whether Kenin, as the favourite for this final, may have to deal with a different type of pressure.
I'm not sure. I mean, I think, you know, in her mind, she'll be thinking about the fact that she's won a slam, her opponent hasn't. The fact that her opponent's stepping up here for the first time, that'll be the thing she'll focus on.
Kenin 2-3, first set.
Just looking at the average topspin speed, and Swiatek, I mean, 122, that's up there with some of the faster men, and even her backhand is almost as fast as Kenin's forehand. She generates a lot of speed off both wings.
Speed, yes. The accuracy's gone in the last couple of games.
It hasn't been the case so far in the tournament. It's been speed and accuracy and consistency.
Oh, she missed the forehand. One of the features of Kenin's tournament is her anticipation, which has been very good and was outstanding against Kvitova. Excellent serve.
It's been one area for Kenin, particularly off the first serve, that she's kept the percentages high. She's aware that her opponents will attack her second, but at key stages, when she's been down, she's produced some effective second serves.
It's a more measured rally from Swiatek.
I was actually surprised Kenin missed the backhand, because she was quick to read it and move across, put herself in a good position behind it.
Second point for 3-all. After that rush of 3 games for Swiatek in the first 8 minutes, we're now all square after 20.
I think to be expected, I felt. It's now where it's going to get really interesting to see how Swiatek deals with the scoreline, having been pegged back.
3-all. Yeah, she's made it. That moon ball landed right on the baseline.
Didn't it? It was a very effective return. And they'd be able to create that angle. I think she was apologising for the fact that the return shot off the line.
point. A very good recovery from Swiatek.
Wasn't it? Defended well, particularly the squash shot out wide on the forehand side there. Kenin, you can see, got herself in to a bit of trouble. She was retreating back to the baseline, allowed Swiatek to take advantage of her court position.
Second double fault from Swiatek. They've both been where the second serve has gone long. She's going for decent second serves. Which I suppose is a compliment to Kenin's returning. 3-all, 30-all.
Change up there. Seen her do it quite so early in the point, and certainly Kenin didn't expect that at all.
Because it was not that short. Landed just inside the service line, but Kenin with all her body weight going to the backhand. Yes, I called the line. Kenin thought it was out, but she can't see a mark.
I think she wants the umpire to come down. It did seem as if it caught the line.
Unless there's an obvious mark. Yeah. If in doubt, you go with the original call. But I think the reason there was no mark to find, it was bang on the line. Oh, the backspin really did for Swiatek then. She saw the drop shot early enough, but look at the backspin. And look how this died.
Totally misjudged that. I think she thought it was going to bounce up higher. Struggling behind her first set serve at the moment.
That's a good chop shot. Kenin's not happy with herself for not seeing that one.
Just doesn't move through at all. See, it bounces there, it dies. It doesn't give you any time at all, really, to track it down. So if you don't read it early, you're going to struggle to be able to dig it out.
It's long. Well, that is a very important game for Iga Swiatek. Under pressure throughout, but she's come through it and leads 4-3 in this fascinating final. We know that Kenin is feisty, but she's, I think her emotions are quite close to the surface at the moment. There's been a few reactions when she's been dissatisfied with herself that, you know, smacking the net then, bashing a racket into the ground at the end of that last point.
I think it's normal though, isn't it, with Kenin?
There's a bit more than normal, I think. Yeah.
I guess we are in a final, but you have to say...
That's interesting. The longer the rallies are going, the more they're benefiting Swiatek.
I do feel that was a key game. Certainly got the support, Swiatek.
Yes, a few Polish flags and scarves around the Philippe Chatrier Arena.
Reprise.
Kenin with the new balls. 3-4, first set. All kids retreating because Kenin is taking the loose ball. Really good sign. Unfussy.
Good use of the court once more from Kenin. He does such a good job of absorbing the pace. Swiatek continuing to look to take the return both first and second early.
This gets interesting. 3-4-30 all. Oh, she's missed it. She saw the opportunity.
Took it on, didn't she? Didn't miss by much. She had to take that very early.
It's interesting the way that the shorter points are going more for Kenin and the longer ones are going more for Swiatek. I thought it would be the other way around. It's deuce.
You can see Kenin starting to try and get off to a more aggressive start in the point. First three games, it was all about Swiatek.
both on the shot where she ran down the drop shot and the volley.
Well, this was smart, wasn't it? Just nudges it back behind Kenin and then knows exactly where Kenin's going to go. It's quick to move to cover the cross-court shot. That's all she needed in the end. Good anticipation.
Net. Deuxième service.
Double fault from Kenin. And this is break point for Swiatek.
Net. Remise.
She's made it.
Incredible play from both. And again, Kenin, she knows how to step up, doesn't she, when she needs to here. Creating the angle once more. We've seen a few of them off the forehand side. But what a point.
Well, this may not be the final that many people were expecting, but it's proving a fascinating contest. That was a good serve and an equally good return.
Oh, it was. And Kenin there. Whether she was trying to go for too much angle, just wasn't quite in position, I'm not sure.
Second break point in this game for Swiatek.
Produces another serve bang on the line. Just too much there. Again, the change-up from Kenin with the high loopy ball. Swiatek trying to step in and take it early. It can be awkward. If you get it slightly wrong, you will miss.
She's missed a couple of those off the high one. That's the one she wanted on the previous point.
Good return, wasn't it? The angle that she was able to create, slightly shorter in the court, to pull Kenin out wide. Just wonder how crucial this game might be. It's certainly been the longest.
Well, that's the trigger that Swiatek can pull.
Well, it was the return that was actually effective. It had a bit of shape on it off the backhand side, so it pushed Kenin back deep, opened up the opportunity to step in and hit through the court with the forehand.
Swiatek breaks.
Long old game, wasn't it? I mean, excellent resilience from Swiatek there. Finally being able to get over the line, and never easy in the way that Kenin's been stepping up at key moments.
Can Swiatek follow up that break of serve in a marathon 8th game? Serving for the first set at 5-3.
Such a good shot here. You can see it hits down over the ball. It's slightly shorter, so that of course gives Kenin less time to be able to dig it out.
It's long. It was the right lob over the backhand side.
Well, it was. I don't know if she was maybe put off and felt she had to do a little more, because Kenin was aware that that was going to be the play. She'd already pushed herself back deeper into the court.
She fell off that one. (15-30). She's made it. Well, you could say that was a shot under pressure. That's just very much her sort of shot.
It's good racket work, isn't there? It's the spin that is able to keep it in the court, and it does seem to be the direction that she's sending a lot of her shots, into the backhand side. So maybe open up the court to attack the forehand side. It's good play.
Interesting. She played the whole point to the Kenin forehand, then went down the backhand wing and got the air off, and not particularly good forehand.
Again, just highlighting that she's mixing things up, so she's not really allowing Kenin to get a rhythm from point to point.
42 minutes played. Set point to the 19-year-old from Warsaw. Oh, she hit such good shots up to that point.
Well, didn't she? I mean, the return was incredible from Kenin, but the response from Swiatek there, just as good, and perhaps felt maybe the easiest shot in the point. It's the one that she missed.
Just wonder whether the drop shot occurred to her.
Yeah, maybe.
She made the error because she was a little indecisive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She lost the ball there, didn't she, Kenin, and was quick to react because she thought maybe it was going to go in. But once more, Kenin, when under pressure, she will step up, look to be aggressive, try and take things into her own hands.
That's a brilliant return. And the racket ending out of Swiatek's hand. There's a bit of symbolism there. Swiatek still ahead, but we're back on serve at 5-4. This was that last point.
Generated decent pace there. You can see 123k. Just moved off the court away from Swiatek. And again, when she needs to, she will step up and play aggressively. Sure about that. You got one of those, Chris?
No, actually, strange as it may seem. Be very, very warm to sleep in those, wouldn't it? Look like pajamas. Onesies.
Reprise.
Keeping a decent percentage behind her on their first serve. Just highlighting Swiatek again is continuing to return pretty well, but Kenin doing too badly so far to win a few more points behind the first.
Kenin serving to stay in the set at 4-5. Very good return. Taken very early.
Wasn't it? Leaned right over the top of it. It was the depth as well that was so important. Just taking so much time away from Kenin. We know how well that she can defend and respond to power. We've seen her produce a number of winners with that slightly angled forehand from Kenin. Just overplaying. Again, looking to be in trouble when Swiatek gets her second serve.
Oh, that was a very deep return off a first serve. And Swiatek has another couple of set points. It's wide. And Swiatek takes the opening set. And you have to say, she was the more proactive player in it. 6-4 in 49 minutes.
Deuxième manche.
So Swiatek, having taken the first set, will start the second.
Kenin's been a set down a couple of times so far, been able to find a way through. Won't necessarily be panicking just yet.
In a couple of her early matches, she was actually quite close to going out. She was breakdown in the final set.
Against Samsonova in the opening round, she was 2-love down in that one.
And that was her first match since the 6-love, 6-love against Azarenka.
It was.
So her confidence seemed quite fragile at that time. Oh, that is terrific tennis.
Incredible play from Kenin there, the way she defended it. If you just watch her, her anticipation is so good. Gets set up behind the ball. I mean, got herself out of a lot of trouble in that point. It could be frustrating as an opponent.
Well played.
Good change-up. Didn't want to get caught in a long exchange from the back of the court. Quick to move on to that slice return that was maybe a little short. Very competent volley.
Let Hamzat.
Break point for Kenin, opening game of the second set. Oh yes, she took that one on.
Premier jeu, deuxième manche.
Just to look at some of the numbers from the opening set there, and it was the winners that Swiatek was able to produce. 13, just 6 for Kenin. Certainly played aggressive throughout the set, and Kenin struggling behind her second serve, and in fact really the first serve. She would have preferred the percentages to be higher there. So again, Swiatek continuing to do well on her return games.
Kenin, 1-love, second set. The last 4 games have gone against the serve.
Both do return so well, don't they?
Yes, she's made it.
Let's hit that shot particularly well. Strong setup behind it. It's an accurate shot, stays down through it, really extends through the shot on the backhand side.
Oh, that's a long way long.
Start.
It's her second double fault. That was the margin. 15-40.
Just couldn't quite get hold of that one. She was trying to play with a lot of spin to create the angle.
Still break point. Oh, yes.
Incredible shot, the backhand up the line. You just can see from Hawkeye here how well she's done when she's looked to use it, the placement of the backhand. See, winning 87% when she goes up the line with it. It's a controlled shot and finds its target. It's a little flatter, still has spin on it. It is a little flatter than her forehand, but it complements the work that she can get on the forehand side, and it's been successful so far.
Swiatek, 1-all.
Johnson.
just starting to see a few more errors from Kenin and some frustration as well.
Renaissance.
It's good serving. Straight into the corner here, and Kenin having to defend it back, expecting that to go cross-court. Swiatek sliding it in back behind her.
Very good body serve. Swiatek holds. First service hold for 6 games. She leads by a set and 2-1.
I think Kenin may be calling for the trainer. Sure what the issue is. I haven't spotted anything.
What struck me about Kenin throughout this fortnight is there's 2 things that she has in common with Monica Seles. One of them is just her ability to take the ball on the rise. She stands close to the baseline and takes it quite quickly. Secondly, her ability to put behind her points that she's lost. She looks frustrated, but then she seems to be over it. She hasn't seemed to get over these points in the final.
And I guess we can see some taping there. It's probably why, Chris, because she's not physically feeling 100%.
Well, Kenin receiving medical attention. She has got this strapping on her upper left thigh.
Right there, yeah. Yeah. I don't think I feel like we're going to try to.
So the only option is we just let it slide. You hold that, but hold it over the back, a little bit in the back.
This is all part of the evaluation.
Okay. This is an evaluation of the injury, and we put off court. Okay. I need to do an off-court treatment. Okay. Can you go to 1?
So it's going to be off-court, the treatment in discussion there with Kenin, just maybe going through the different options of what they can look to do. Given where the injury is, they're going to need to do it off the court.
It's just looking at the strapping there. I mean, she was playing with this for what looked like a large plaster in the last round. But it's slightly bigger today, and it's further round the top of her left.
A bit bigger, isn't it?
Well, it's not a full bandage.
It's close to it, I thought. Swiatek's
Responding to people
was it
shouting
the
eager.
best way, isn't it?
Well, she's got to keep her mind occupied.
Well, that's right,
now,
and
because this will be another 3.5 minutes.
yeah, just try and stay focused and relaxed. I mean, she's talked a lot about. I think she's maybe going to ask if she can hit some serves.
She is allowed to, but she has to get some different balls.
That's right. Certainly keep her occupied. But she has talked a lot. As you see, Kenin's dad, Alexander, and coach, he does get a little stressed, doesn't he, while watching. She talked about the fact that she's worked with a sports psychologist, Swiatek, and I'm sure they would have gone through every type of scenario that could happen. How are you going to deal with it? What you're going to do and respond. And this would have been one of the things, okay, if there is a... She's got the wrong balls, maybe. If there is an injury break, then just practice some serves. It's the best thing to do. Keep warm.
Well, yeah, she's put a winter coat on, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Not quite as big and puffed up as Petra Kvitova's.
Well,
that was almost like a ski jacket.
Wasn't it? This is tracksuit top. There's the strapping. You can see there in the inner thigh of Kenin. Entertaining her fans as well.
She has a smile on her face.
Mesdames et messieurs, Kenin recevant un négo très bon.
Okay, so now the injury timeout will start. It's just been announced.
Yes, it's 3 minutes from now.
It took a bit of time to assess it.
Now, is she allowed any time at the end of the treatment for putting her tennis clothing back on? Because they're supposed to allow 3 minutes of treatment. But if it's the upper thigh, she's going to have to... That's the reason they've gone off court.
Well, I don't think she'll take anything off. I think they can still strap it. It's just obviously she'll have to lie down on a mat and be treated that way. So I think that's why they just take them off court. I mean, it's going to be so interesting the further we get on in this set in particular. If Swiatek does get in a position where she's quite close to maybe winning here, how she'll respond. In a previous round, which was a 7-4 love up, but there were a few signs of nerves, perhaps, with the way that she reacted. Was able to get through that, and I mean, you just wonder. She's never been in this situation before. No, just one final.
Yeah, never won a tour title, I should say. I mean, she'll have...
Ostapenko style, isn't it?
It is Ostapenko style.
I mean, she talked a lot about how she learned a big lesson from the match against Halep last year. She lost in the last 16 in under an hour. And she says she's grown from that and been able to take a lot from it.
What's also interesting, Lucy, is that I remember when we commentated on that match this year, that it was under the closed roof. And there were a number of people afterwards saying, why was the roof closed? You know, it was dry weather. Okay, there was a possible rain in the air, but it should have been open. And actually, that played into her hands. Her 3 matches since then have all been under the open roof. And she's yet to drop a set.
Well, that's right. She's proved that she can play in whatever conditions. And they're doing the right thing, just keeping warm out here. Keeping moving.
And here is Kenin. And Kenin was missing a number of balls before, but she didn't seem to be that impeded in her movement.
Well, I hadn't noticed anything.
That strapping looks just a little bit stronger, but...
Reprise.
Service game's won, and well, both struggling behind serve. Kenin significantly more. There's time since the last point. It all takes a while, doesn't it?
It's going to be 8 minutes by the time we get going, or at least 7 3/4. Kenin 1-2, second set. Well played.
Doesn't seem to bother her, the change of rhythm there with the slice backhand from Kenin.
Kenin committed herself very early then.
Again, Swiatek in control of the points there. She's playing with a little more shape with that forehand. Creates excellent space here. She gives herself the option. She can go either way. Very good footwork.
Slightly late call, but the umpire was confirming it.
Seen the average topspin rate there. You can see the work that Swiatek gets off both the forehand and the backhand. A lot more spin than Kenin, who hits it slightly flatter. Although it's not jumping up quite as high as it normally does here, it's still effective.
Kenin's lost her last 4 service games.
Well, Swiatek, I think, thought it was change of ends there. Needs to make sure she keeps her focus out here.
Or not.
Or not, no.
Maybe she just needs to play points.
Well, that is
Let the
certainly
umpire call
a
the
good
score.
argument. Let them know when it's going to change ends.
Exactly. Swiatek 3-1, second set. Very clever shot. It's a clever shot at the best of times, when you think your opponent might be slightly hampered in their movement.
Well, that's right, and the exact right spot to play it. Kenin, who's on the other side of the court, she's got the longest distance to have to travel to try and chase that down. Starting to mount up now, the winners from Swiatek. She's playing incredibly well.
So far unfazed by where she is.
Well, that's right, and another winner from her. And Kenin's produced a lot of winners so far in this tournament as well, but at the moment she's not been able to. It's been the case for all of Swiatek's opponents. Just getting better, isn't it?
Well, 4-1. Swiatek 2 games away from the title. Just keeping a slight eye on the trainers back out with, well, they're taking the strapping off.
It can be put on too tight. There's nothing worse. Maybe trying to just loosen it off. You want it fairly tight, but when it's too tight, it can be very uncomfortable. Taking the top part off there. It certainly doesn't seem to have distracted Swiatek at all.
No, but I don't think anyone should think this final is over yet, because Kenin's moving well enough and striking the ball well enough that she could make it competitive, especially if Swiatek has a letdown.
Well, I mean, you feel that she has to in some ways. given all that's at stake. And as we know with Kenin, if there's going to be any opening, she'll barge her way through it. Try and get back in this.
Okay, right.
Well, Kenin has clearly got some of the strapping left that was put on at the last change of ends. She had the injury timeout, but some of it's come off. Kenin 1-4, second set.
Definitely seems to have broken the concentration of Kenin. A great shot. I mean, something that Swiatek has done particularly well is she's put the ball in different positions, and they're able to slide into that backhand and go up the line. You wouldn't expect her to pick that shot.
She's just finding phenomenal angles at the moment.
Because of the spin that she uses, she can open up the court particularly well. And the momentum well and truly with her at the moment.
Oh, even that caught the corner of sideline and baseline. Everything she's hitting is turning to gold at the moment.
Isn't it? I mean, it's all going pretty quickly.
An hour and 20 minutes played. Iga Swiatek with the new balls, serving for the title at 5-1. I don't know what was in Kenin's mind there.
Well, I think she's trying to be aggressive, isn't she? Get forward here, but just hesitated and got herself in so much trouble. Bit of a sitting duck there.
Wait, please.
Well played. So the feature of Kenin's tournament is that she's generally known exactly where to place the ball. Just hasn't had much chance today.
Well, she hasn't. I think that's the thing, the way that Swiatek has played, the way that she's opened up the court. Kenin hasn't found her rhythm so far. She's going to continue to fight, though, as we know with Kenin.
174-kilometer serve.
Just important that she looks to try and make enough first serves here, because Kenin's going to go after the second.
There you go.
Cleanly struck.
And Kenin will be aware of just how close Swiatek is and therefore the nerves might be playing a part.
Definitely. She'll force her to try and win this.
What a good serve. Well, we weren't sure just how the 19-year-old would cope with the nerves. But so far, she has coped admirably and stands now at championship point. Poland has its first Grand Slam singles champion. And note the name. She may not believe it, but it's true. She has just won her first major title. And based on this display, it could well be the first of many. Lucial.
It was an incredible performance, wasn't it, from Swiatek? And we weren't sure how she was going to deal with the occasion because she's come through so comfortably. The tennis that she's played throughout the tournament has been incredible. I mean, she's almost breezed through her matches, not dropped a set. She's still not dropped a set. She's trying to find a way to get up to her team.
I don't think she can.
I don't think she's trying to find the route. She checked with the umpire if she was allowed to be able to do it. Hopefully she's going to get signposted how to get up there. But, I mean, just incredible from her throughout the tournament and how she's gone about her matches, how well she's played, and the amount of winners she's produced. Her temperament, her composure, I mean, extraordinary, given her age.
Forget social distancing. Forget COVID rules. This is a moment when you just have to accept the delight and where you have to recognize that while it is an individual who does the work on court, it is a whole team that backs them up.
It really is. Coach there on the right, there was a sports psychologist there on the left, and the rest of her team, of course, and
that's the longest hug, isn't it? With the psychologist. I think they've been through so much.
I mean, it's a big part. She's something that she's believed in and feels that that's the most important part as a tennis player, is your mental ability there. It's been an incredible tournament. Don't forget, she made the semi-finals of the doubles as well, narrowly going out yesterday in that. Tough for Kenin. You wonder how much the injury was a part of that, restricted her movement out there. Take nothing away from Swiatek. She went out and went after it and won it.
Yes, I don't know much about the girls' singles match they played here 4 years ago, but, you know, we've talked a lot about matchups. And it just could be that Swiatek's game is a good, Kenin's game is a good matchup for Swiatek.
Well, I think you can say the same. You look at her results, it doesn't matter who she's played. She's been able to hit through all her opponents.
Iga, what an incredible, amazing, fabulous, emotional moments. Words are lacking really to describe what you have just done. You just won Roland-Garros, the first ever male or female player from Poland to do so. And not only that, the first youngest player to win Roland-Garros after champion like Monica Seles, Arantxa Sanchez-Vicario, and Steffi Graf. I mean, could it get any better than this?
It's really hard to answer, actually. I don't know what's going on, so I'm so happy, and I'm so glad that my family was here finally. And I don't know, it's just overwhelming for me. It's crazy. 2 years ago, I won Junior Grand Slam, and right now I'm here. It feels like such a short time. So yeah, I'm just overwhelmed. But thank you all for cheering. It was an amazing final. Thanks.
Oui, vous l'aurez compris, Iga, qui est tout à son émotion, bien sûr, d'avoir remporté ce tournoi du Grand Chelem, son premier tournoi du Grand Chelem. Elle ne se rend pas trop compte de ce qui s'est passé, de ce qui est en train de se passer, de ce qu'elle est en train de vivre. Elle a remporté un tournoi du Grand Chelem junior en 2016 et tout est venu tellement vite pour elle de remporter ce tournoi Roland-Garros cette année en 2020. Elle ne s'y attendait vraiment pas. Elle vous remercie pour tout le support que vous lui avez apporté durant tout ce tournoi de Roland-Garros. Elle remercie sa famille qui a également fait le déplacement pour cette finale. C'est un moment incroyable qu'elle est en train de vivre. Elle ne l'oubliera jamais. Just talking about the match for a second, you are leading 3-love, and then Sofia showed an incredible fighting spirit. She came back at 3-all. It was really tight during the end of that first set. What do you think made the difference at the end for you to win this match?
Well, basically, I hope you're okay, Bizo. I don't know if you're injured or anything, but you've made a great job anyway in this tournament, so I don't know if maybe there was a chance you'd play better without injury, I don't know, but I think I was just mentally consistent, and I don't know, I just wanted to play aggressive as in previous rounds. I felt like today was really stressful for me, so it was kind of hard, but I don't know actually what made the difference. I won a match ball, and that's important.
Oui, bien sûr, Iga qui rend hommage à son adversaire, Sofia Kenin, qui a fait un tournoi fabuleux. Elle espère d'ailleurs pour elle qu'elle n'est pas trop blessée, qu'elle ne souffre pas trop au niveau du pansement sur sa jambe. Elle ne sait pas trop finalement comment elle a remporté ce match. Elle a juste voulu être très concentrée pendant celui-ci, rester avec son jeu très agressif comme elle l'a pratiqué depuis le début du tournoi. Elle pense ce qui a fait la différence. Elle était très stressée pendant ce match, donc c'était vraiment pas facile pour elle de gérer ses émotions. Mais elle est arrivée à le remporter en 2-7. Et encore une fois, mesdames et messieurs, Iga Swiatek qui remporte ce Roland-Garros sans perdre un set, un exploit assez incroyable qui mérite vraiment vos applaudissements. Go for it, if you want to say something else.
Maybe it just had to be like that another underdog is going to win a Grand Slam in women's tennis is so often right now, it's crazy.
Oui, Iga qui souhaite ajouter qu'effectivement, elle n'était pas du tout favorite pour remporter ce tournoi du Grand Chelem, mais dans le tennis féminin actuellement, elle sait qu'il y avait des opportunités et c'est juste incroyable pour elle d'avoir remporté ce tournoi. Just a final thought. We saw you, of course, going to your box. I think your father is an Olympian in rowing. I'm sure he told you in your childhood that mental spirit, you have it in your DNA to be a champion. What do you think you learned the most from him, from his career, to become a champion yourself today?
Basically, he just taught me how to be a professional, you know, and it's hard to describe, but he raised me in that way that I feel pretty confident on court, and sorry, it's just hard to get my thoughts together, but yeah, but he gave us everything. Oh, sorry, it's hard to say it. Sorry, but I love him.
Bien sûr, à l'évocation de son papa, qui est un champion d'aviron, qui lui a vraiment dans sa jeunesse aidé pour devenir une championne elle-même. Elle est aujourd'hui, bien sûr, vainqueur de Roland-Garros. Elle continue à avoir ses émotions à l'intérieur d'elle-même. Elle essaye de réaliser ce qui vient de se passer. Elle a du mal, mais elle veut remercier son papa pour tout ce qu'il lui a apporté et enseigné en tant que champion lui-même. Won't you enjoy these very special moments? You're the new Roland-Garros champion. Mesdames et messieurs, merci d'applaudir Iga Swiatek, vainqueur de Roland-Garros 2020.
Finaliste du tournoi féminin de Roland-Garros 2020, Sofia Kenin. Vainqueur du tournoi féminin de Roland-Garros 2020, elle remporte son premier titre du Grand Chelem à 19 ans, la Polonaise Iga Swiatek.
She receives the Coupe Suzanne Lenglen, the Suzanne Lenglen Cup, named after really the first superstar of world tennis. And the way she's walking, she looks born to be a Grand Slam champion. And as is custom and practice here, we will now have the Polish
Mesdames,
national
Messieurs, je vais vous
anthem.
demander de vous lever si ce n'est pas déjà fait pour écouter en l'honneur de la gagnante l'hymne national de la Pologne.